So we're doing a shorter video because it's Friday video, and I have to rest for a little and then get my apartment ready. Didn't really get much rest Thursday night because because I took a lot of naps on Thursday because I didn't sleep at all on Wednesday night because I had an argument with somebody and it was loud outside my house, and my landlord said I have to address this. Residents woke up. It was so embarrassing, and it was because the person just kept distressing me, and when it comes down to it, the person does not care about my feelings because there was no need to argue. And I don't know why I had to scream and cry in pain. And I really kept thinking about how cruel the world is. And I came home and I cried a lot and I had to dig really deep. It's all for the best, obviously, but it's still really challenging that it was necessary for me to go through somebody who would rather spend all that time like being a victim rather than just saying, I'm so sorry that I'm hurting you. And is there anything I could do to help? I see you're so upset. I feel tomorrow you're going to feel much better. And I'm sorry for anything I did to make you uncomfortable. I wish that we could find a way to heal this now. Maybe we should revisit it when we're both calm. But the person didn't have capacity. And there was the smugness and like snideness and like smirking and jabbing me. That's how I felt. I felt jabbed. I felt the person was asking loaded questions. It was all, the person kept attacking me. I felt attacked. And so anyway, in order to disrupt some of these patterns, there's an account on Instagram. It's called Kids A1NT. So KIDS A1 A and then the number 1 NT on Instagram. First of all, you got to be self-aware and mindful. So this is how you disrupt a pattern. Another way to disrupt a pattern is to take but out of the vocabulary. Like, I would do that, but, or I would have acted like a queen, but he. And then 3 is gratitude. Gratitude disrupts a pattern because, for example, you'd say like, let's say I want to curse him out. Gratitude that I can speak. Suddenly you're like, wait, how should I use my voice? Gratitude, I'm alive. Wait, how should I treat people I might not live for, another day? God forbid. And then also this idea of like focusing on meaning and purpose. That's a way to disrupt a pattern. So, for example, my grandmother, she gets really like down sometimes because she's single now and she's about to be 89. And yet I see her busy now posting that she's saying the Tehillim, praying for somebody who's not well in the relatives. Also making amends. Like I called somebody and I felt like there was like a dream and then a conversation. It was weird how the dream happened and then the conversation in the real life happened and they were like the same thing. So I was like seeing a pattern, and then I was like, the person was saying, I don't mean to hurt you when you're getting hurt. And at first they were like thinking I was full of it, but then they realized like I'm actually raw over there. So I called them to say like I'm sorry for my part, and they looked like this man looked like he was gonna cry when I said he's trying to hurt me. And I told him that, I really do care about him and I want things to be better and so on. Not the person I argued with, that person is blocked on my phone. He did try to call me twice today on *67, like blocking his number so he could call me. Not today, sorry, Thursday, but I didn't feel it was right to answer. I feel like I don't want to be in touch with somebody who, causes me strife and robs my peace. Not robs, let's say disrupts my peace and affects my sleeping schedule, which is really important for my health. And so I made amends, and it disrupted a pattern because now I have a new way of relating to this person after a 10-minute conversation on the phone. And he told me I would be the best nurse in the world. Wasn't that beautiful? No one ever told me such a thing. And I just, like, even the word nurse, like a baby nurses, like he thinks I would be so nurturing and so like giving nourishment. And I love that he sees me that way. And I would never have known that. And I would never have been able to tell him that I see him as somebody who feels safe to me, like, because he's a father. He has children he's not with. And I was able to give him some advice about looking forward, about making new children in the world, because he can't really see his kids. Number 6, she says, we have to create new responses to replace toxic ones. So instead of like, let's say with the screaming, what if I started stamping my feet? And I would try that. Next time I want to scream at somebody, I'll start stamping my feet. 7, disrupting a pattern is taking responsibility. So for example, I could be blocking somebody. It's very irresponsible because first of all, the person could block me back and then I lose access, right? And then and then second of all, it's like, what if I'm getting mad at them because they're not giving me my way, but I could take care of that for myself. Just because I want them to show up a certain way, I could actually show up that way for myself or not deal with them and have other people in my life. Number 8, disrupting a pattern could be self-compassion instead of self-promotion. So this would be, I don't need others to see me better, but I could actually wish better for myself. So let's say I like want somebody to see that I'm worthy of pursuit. I could feel instead like, oh, Shayna, you just want someone to make effort for you. And actually with self-compassion, sometimes we show up like, how could I make more effort? So I made myself a nice plate of food. Like I didn't eat it on a plate, but I had 3 of these stalks of hearts of palm. What else? I had 8 strawberries. They were really sweet and delicious. Kept munching on them. And then I had 7 dates, which sounds like a lot, but I had it with a banana and walnuts. And it was like perfect. And I know it's hormonal cravings, but I made that effort for myself and I carried this food home. And in this way I said, I am worthy of effort. While I'm eating it, I'm like, I wouldn't want to just, like make this not valuable. This is valuable, healthy, delicious food without having to eat processed sugar, without having to eat cake, cookies. Like I got real nourishment, fiber, and like colors, brown, yellow, red, tan, like camel color, and then turn around pattern. So she says like, turn it around. This is an interesting tactic. Instead of seeking validation, start giving others validation. Instead of feeling like instead of saying, oh, well, the others are lacking empathy for me. Like, for example, that person is not caring about my inner child when they ignore me. Show it. Like, show the person empathy. Then let's say I say that person is arrogant. He thinks he's the expert on everything. So let him be in charge, impulsivity. So let's say I want to call someone who doesn't answer, they're taking space, or they often don't answer my calls. So I could stop and think, is this the person I want to call, or do I want to call someone who will answer the phone? And I feel sorry for myself. Like, oh, if I had a father who I grew up with, I was closer to, who answered the phone all the time and bought me things, then I would end up with a man who would buy me things and answer the phone all the time. And then it was like a man I was involved with who claimed he wanted to start a family, but he didn't want to buy me anything, not even flowers, and he didn't want to answer my calls. So it's like, stop, think. Do I want to be with this man? No, I want to be with somebody who will buy me things and will answer my calls, because that's what hurt me when my father didn't do it. So just turn the pattern around. And finally, respond mindfully. Don't react thoughtlessly and carelessly. So responding mindfully means not reacting. So just even taking that word and saying response versus reaction. So response is to be able to choose. And mindfully means I'm engaged in a way that has concentration, focus, and most importantly, clarity of intention. So I'm holding a vision of something, right, that I want to manifest. So when I respond mindfully, instead of reacting thoughtlessly and carelessly. So let's say I want the other person to carry me because I'm having a hard day, which means I want to be heard. I want to talk a lot about my problem. And then the person just starts, getting distracted, playing on their phone, talking to other people. I could respond mindfully and have the clarity of vision where I want the person to hold space for me, right? I'm seeing that what I need. And I'm able to say, like, I feel like you're very distracted. Maybe you don't have the space to listen to me. And so, I'm wondering, is this too heavy for you right now to carry me or to carry this topic, or is it bringing something up in you? The person could look at me and see, hey, she's really genuinely trying to find that connection to see if this could work. If I would respond thoughtlessly and carelessly, I would say, you never listen. You're so selfish. What's so important on your phone? What, you're on your phone now? So anyway, I think that's it for this video today. For the Friday video, for the Thursday video. And we'll have one more video for Friday. All the best. Okay, bye.